A heck of a thumbnail. That has a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Disney on Ice presents Frozen and Encanto. In one exciting family experience, live in your hometown. Celebrate the power of love. Y Familia. In the show everyone will be talking about. Coming to Casey's Center November 27th through 30th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Murph and Andy, talking sports and more, exclusively on Iowa Everywhere. Driven by Ramsey Subaru of Des Moines. From the Channel Seed Studios, here are Keith Murphy and Andy Fales.
Welcome back, Andy. It's good to see you.
It's good to be back. I found the one place where I can't do the podcast remotely. The Boundary Waters still doesn't have good Wi-Fi.
That's good, though. I think that's good.
It is good, but it was I did miss it, and I do like being able to take the show on the road and there was a lot to show off there, but I unplugged. It was great.
That would be pretty cool if suddenly you're just sitting in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
Set up next to a bear and a hole, maybe a hammock.
I would not have been popular with my group, but I think it sure would be fun. Or even doing it from one of the outfitters, I could probably do that sometime. Maybe in the future we'll do that.
Well, I'm glad you got some rest and relaxation, and you sound better. I know you're still coughing a little bit, but you sound a lot better.
Yeah, that post sinus infection, virus cough. I always get that. I can't not get it. It seems like it hangs on for a month after I'm totally well again. But yeah, I mean, I went up there and I just immediately, like the rest of the sickness, just went away. The nice fresh air and good hard work. I immediately felt better. I took cough medicine like my very first night just to not drive the other guys nuts. But after that, I was doing plenty of coughing. They were pointing that out to me right and left, but I felt amazing. So it was just it was very therapeutic.
Guest House Tavern and Oyster in West Des Moines sets the table for sports and more today. Coming up, Phil Simms on Iowa, Rocco Becht, and many other topics. Man, Phil loves to talk football, especially quarterbacks. No surprise there. Gundy is a man and fired, and son, you got a panty on your head. That is all presented by Guest House Tavern and Oyster, where today's special is Walleye Wednesday. It's fresh walleye and salt and vinegar fries for $20. Before we get into all of that, high or low since the last show.
Presented by Wealth Charter Retirement Planning and Tax.
Yeah, with the Feds lowering interest rates by 1/4 point last week, lots of questions about everybody's financial situations. Tim Hawkins and company can field those questions and tell you everything you need to know about kind of the status of your retirement portfolios and just your finances. You can reach them at wealthcharterretirement.com. I had a great trip to the Boundary Waters. I think this is my 13th trip up there. It all started for me 30 years ago. That was my first time in the Boundary Waters. And this time I wanted to go with 3 of my best friends from college. Here they are 30 years ago.
So none of these guys are you.
Nope, that's Matt Kelly in the middle.
Okay.
That's John Iberg on the left, and that's Steve Hill on the right. Now, these guys are 3 of my best friends in the world. We went to Drake together. We've camped all over the place together. We share a lot of common interests, and we were all in each other's weddings, and we know each other's parents very well, and our whole families, all that kind of stuff. I love these guys.
I love that you do that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's such a good thing.
Yeah. So being there with them was so much fun. But we entered in out of Ely on Moose Lake. And paddled in. Andrew, we can keep on going. Here we all are as we've aged. So again, me on the left, Matt in the middle, then Steve, and John on the right. So you're going to see John's green jacket over and over again. Oh, quickly, this is me 30 years ago. This is 1995.
I was going to say, you look great. You haven't aged at all.
That's my first trip to the Boundary Waters. I got the backpack on. I got the canoe on my shoulders. I'm portaging in between lakes there. I got that old film camera around my neck, which is still the best way to carry a camera, I should say. It's easier to pull that baby out. But anyway, yeah. So we did this in 2025. Now our bodies are not the same, but the fun was.
Yeah.
Just the fun things, hanging out in camp with some of your best friends, the conversation, the work that you're putting in, sawing up all these beaver logs and splitting them. Hill bought this really cool little forest axe, and so we were all splitting that. We had to be careful. But look at the beautiful views. This is Lake Kekakabik, one of the deepest in all of Minnesota. It's over 200 feet deep, crystal clear.
That's crazy.
You can drink right out of that sucker. Just a beautiful morning there on Kek. We had quite a bit of rain, but we did also have some good sun there. This is our final sunset of the trip. Here's John kind of looking out over that as he and I were out gathering wood and doing some fishing. So much solitude. It was so quiet up there. Many of the birds had flown south for the winter. Eagles and loons still there, but the loons were pretty quiet. Here's our action photos, like these.
Yeah, I do. That's your workout.
That's for the trading cards. Yeah, there's me upper left, John upper right. He that guy can haul some gear. He's a big dude. Matt on the lower left also hauled a lot of gear, and then Steve with his paddle there on the lower right. And here we all are at Journey's End as we all finished up. This was Monday morning as we came in out of the woods. We're all stinky and gross. Then
I can smell that picture.
Oh yeah. We smelled like not dry rainwater and body odor, and we did take one bath while we were in there.
It's so good for the soul, and being in nature, of course, always is good for you. But it seems like increasingly a real appeal would be just unplugging. I mean, I think we're going to reach a point where people pay for trips or vacations where there is no Wi-Fi or connectivity option, because that's something we all need to be forced away from screens.
Yeah, no choice but to do that there. And we all agreed we would only pull out our phones to use it as a camera. Everybody had them on airplane mode. Can't get any reception or anything up there anyway, but just like, don't look at your phone at all. We had that deal. And it was amazing. You know, the first day, you kind of can't hear anything. Your mind is still all jumbled up from being in this world. And then by the end of, 4 or 5 days, you're there. It's like you hear everything. You hear all the little birds, the warblers way up in the trees, the wind as it shifts around. You can hear a distant, like a waterfall coming into the lake. It's just your senses just sharpen up like crazy. But this is really kind of the end of the paddling season at the Boundary Waters. But if anybody is interested in the Boundary Waters, I think this trip makes sense to them, and I absolutely could not recommend it more strongly. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I will point you in the direction of a really good outfitter who can set you up. But I strongly recommend this. This is our birthright. We set this aside in the early 1970s as a national wildlife area, a wilderness, preserved wilderness. There are no boats with motors. There are no roads, no buildings anywhere. And it's over 1 million acres just in northern Minnesota. And it's adjoined with over 1 million acres in Quetico Provincial Park just across the border in Canada. We were not allowed to cross into Canada this year. Canada not real up to working with the United States this year on remote area border crossing permits. So that program is on hold for a little while. So all the American paddlers who would normally cross into Canada are concentrated into the Boundary Waters this year, but it's still plenty of room up there, and a great opportunity for a trip. And again, if you want to know more, you're interested in this, just reach out to me and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
All right, I'm going to stick with that 90s theme here as somebody put this on my desk this week. Look at this offer this young sportscaster is making. Get instant sports scores right on your cell phone. Are you kidding me? You could get a score on your flip phone. Look at that flip phone. I kind of miss flip phones. They were simpler it was pretty easy to just flip that up.
Well, that couldn't be 90s. That's got to be early 2000s. We didn't. I don't think we had a website in the 90s.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Gosh, that's the
I
looks
think that's
that
early
looks
2000s.
90s to me. That suit that looks like I borrowed it from you or my
That
dad.
suit probably is 90s, but I think this was shot in the early 2000s. I think I
Yeah.
remember that, where you could go and get those scores. And then I think before that we had like the line, like the hotline where you could call in on your landline and find out the scores.
I did try the 13now.com that's advertised here on this to see if it's still there, and it does take you to the WHO 13 website. So it's still
it.
there. Yeah, they kept it somehow, but yeah, that's a throwback. That flip phone isn't the only sign of an era that's passed. Let's get the buzz here on a Wednesday.
The Buzz. Brought to you by Logier Heating and Cooling.
Logier Heating and Cooling, serving the Des Moines metro community for nearly 120 years. And it's a good time to get that furnace checked out. Get everything checked out.
Get
They make it
lined
easy.
up right now. Don't wait until it actually gets cold. This is the time to take care of it.
Number 14, Iowa State hosts Arizona for the first time since 1968. So of the three of us, I was the only one alive the last time Arizona played at Iowa State. It will be a whiteout Saturday night. It's a night game against the Wildcats. The Cyclones are 4-0. The Wildcats are 3-0. Iowa State is favored at home by 7. Iowa State has been really good at home in the Big 12 Conference the past few years. And here's the Cyclone thoughts on Saturday.
Boy, is he confident. He's confident where he's going with the football. He's got elite arm strength. He's got the ability to make all the throws, which is uber impressive. And yes, he is mobile, but he's also confident enough to step up in the pocket and make the big throws over the middle.
A good mobile quarterback. He's a veteran, so I mean, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows football pretty well, so we just got to be sharp in our details, rely on each other, and know that we have a challenge coming in here. It's not going to be easy.
Their defense is a problem. They made some really good adjustments from last year, and they're different than probably anything that at least I've seen since I've been with Coach Campbell. And just the changes that they've made from last year, the way that the defense runs the football, the blitzing, the twisting, the differences in fronts, it's a real challenge.
Taylor Mouser is about to drop another outlaw country album talking about the Wildcats coming up. They are improved. Arizona looks better this year. Kyle Conrady is out. He's got some kind of hip, the body mechanics, the hip chain, something is off. So he's out. Matt Campbell says it does not look long-term. Hard to know if that's true or not. Campbell will strategically say anything and as little as possible, or even be misleading when it comes to injuries. So we don't really know how long Conrady is out. This seems like a big deal to me.
I agree. I think it's a really big deal. We don't know enough about his backup.
Right.
Maybe he's really good, but I mean, what Kyle Conrady can do, and what he can do is be a legitimate weapon, and somebody that I've never seen the likes of before at Iowa State.
Right.
Shortens the field. He gives you, in a close game, he gives you a chance, no matter where
Changes
you are
your
on the
strategy
field. Just about,
even.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's an NFL kicker, and replacing that at Iowa State. I mean, Iowa State fans don't need to be told how rare that is or has been.
Yeah, it's not just that he can make a last-second 53, 54-yard field goal, or that he can kick a 63-yard field goal and that pressure doesn't seem to bother him. It's also that you don't have to be as aggressive because you can fall back on him making that kick. And when he missed a kick at Arkansas State, you're like, man, something must be wrong. And then he missed another one. It turns out something was wrong. And we don't know how long he's lost. But let's get a quickie poll from WCI Pools and Spas in Ames and Urbandale.
Kyle Conrady is out. It's a big deal, or he's a kicker. It's fine.
88% right now saying big deal. I agree with that. Andy agrees with that. AD, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do think it's a big deal. I don't know how big of a deal it should be. You know, it's like Iowa State has built its program enough now that they should have some depth there. So it'll be interesting to see what the backup's able to do. But for all the reasons you guys just laid out, especially the pressure part, you feel so comfortable with Kyle Conradi. So yeah, it's a big deal. And these games are usually close. As
Exactly.
a Hawkeye fan, I know how many of these games can come down to a kick like that. And if you don't have your guy, that could be a big deal.
I think that's a big part of it here is so many of these Big 12 conference games are one-score games. And Iowa State is 9 of its past 10. They've won 9 of 10 one-score games.
And a handful of those have been won by Kyle Conradi kicks.
Yeah, so I think it is a big deal. It doesn't mean Iowa State can't keep winning until he gets back. But yeah, it's something to think about when you're going to play one-score games.
Anytime you take away, I mean, if every offense has 3 elements, passing, running, and kicking, you take away one of those elements. And again, I'm not saying they're taking it away. I mean, you're taking away the known commodity part of the kicking game. Anytime you take one of those things away, I mean, the defense just has they've got a cheat code on you, right? I mean, they know that there's one element that they don't have to worry about, so they can play up on those other ones. So, potentially this is a huge deal.
Thanks to WHO 13's David Warrington for the video. Iowa hosts number 11 Indiana Saturday afternoon, Kinnick Stadium on Peacock. Now, beating Illinois by 53 was an attention getter.
If you play college football, you pray for games like this. Being able to play a top team like this in our in Kinnick, I think we ready for the challenge, ready to uphold a standard and eventually come out here with a win.
There's always a chip on our shoulder, whether we're the favorite or not. That's just the way we play. We're going to make it the most physical game you'll ever play. That's our goal.
We're definitely underdogs, and we always try to play with that underdog mentality. So I think going in there, but especially with how much talk they are getting, like it's all the more better, and it definitely a lot more motivation for us in that game.
I feel like we can compete with any team in the nation just based off what I've seen in our locker room, on the field, on our defense, offense, special teams, like all 3 phases.
It's going to be an awesome opportunity to have a ranked opponent coming into Kinnick. It's going to be a tough game, obviously. They're a great team. They showed it last week how good they can play.
Andy, there's a mental part of this where you have to get past this team being Indiana. I mean, if you're playing Ohio State and they've just beat number 9 Illinois by 53, you just expect Iowa to lose this game and probably lose by a lot Saturday. But since it's Indiana and Iowa has kind of dominated Indiana for a long time and it's at Kinnick Stadium, you still feel like Iowa can win this game.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Indiana uses as motivation. They know that other teams see them that way. They don't see them as a legitimate football power yet. They still see them as having something to prove, a team that they can beat. And Indiana, I'm sure they put that up on the bulletin board in the locker room and say these guys don't respect us. They don't think that we're a legitimate football team. We have to continue to go out and do the exact same thing every single week. Whereas, I mean, it's hard for Iowa and Illinois, probably, the other teams that go up against them and just think, well, we've seen you do well. You're doing better, but you haven't done it against us, or you haven't done it against us much. So we still think that we can, win this game, or we should be favored to win this game even. So, it's kind of a trap situation. I mean, Indiana is legitimately, they've shown that this is a totally different football program and one that's really checked a lot of boxes. I mean, really,
right.
Offense and defense. And I think, the players were right. I mean, that's the way you have to approach it. I mean, they have an opportunity to get a huge win in this game. I mean, a huge win. This would mean a lot. This would make a really big difference. But Indiana is just telling themselves, hey, look, I mean, Iowa thinks they can beat us. So we have to go out and keep teaching these guys that, there's a new sheriff in town.
This is the kind of spot you used to think Iowa is going to win here, but we haven't seen that in several years. So Hawkeye fans are hoping it's a return to upset form at Kinnick Stadium. Much more on this coming up in just a moment. This game with Phil Simms. Interact on YouTube. The email is murph_Andy@iowaeverywhere.com. On X, it's murph_Andy, and it's all powered by the Cellular Advantage. And Andy, Deshaun already set me up with my new orange iPhone 17. There it is right there. Already got it. It's looking good right here. It's the, Thank you, Deshaun. The guy's good at his job. And Sunday, we shot our crap meeting with my new phone, this entire thing here, with the exception of the exterior of our crap office, all shot with the new iPhone 17. Now, earlier today, my interview with Phil Simms. Pleasure to have you with us, Phil.
Keith, good to be here. Good to be on with you. And I'm looking forward to the first time I'll get on a plane and say I'm looking forward to this because I hate flying. But coming to watch Iowa and Indiana this weekend and to commentate along with the great Iowa quarterback, Paul Burmeister. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, I'm very excited about the game and just see how it plays out.
Before we get to the game, Paul Burmeister on Monday's show told just a terrific story about you inviting him to your house when he didn't really even know you. You sent your driver and he showed up there and he knocked on the door. And when he knocked on the door, he said he wasn't sure if you really meant it and he had trepidation and everything. What do you remember about that day?
Oh, no. I mean, he did the right thing. He showed up and, I wasn't lying. Come on, let's get this thing going. And, of course, I knew he was a quarterback at the University of Iowa. And I was going to throw with my youngest son and another kid who I can't remember who it was. But Paul joined them. And I said, I want to show you some stuff and have a little fun with it. I guess Paul, I don't know what he said to you. He told me the story, I think yesterday, that I said some pretty rough comments to him as he was warming up. And but the long story short, we had a great day. He threw the football. He really threw it well. And we changed quite a bit on what he was used to do and what we teach, my son and I. And I would say he threw for the football probably 2 straight hours. Now, that's very common with the kids we teach and my sons. 2 hours is like, okay, it's a good workout, but that's not great. And I don't know if he was used to it. And finally, he turns to me and he goes, I think I've had enough. And so it was, it was a lot of fun. He took it in great spirit. And I'm going to tell you, he threw the ball. I got to give him credit. He threw the ball really well that day.
What is the most important tangible to being an effective quarterback?
Talent is first. So, I mean, just natural talent. I always say this. I see quarterbacks who are playing and are having success or whatever, and they're running, and I go, yeah, they're athletes trying to be a quarterback. And a lot of times it doesn't work, and I always say this, you're either born to throw or you're not. And you can take certain guys and get them good enough as far as they're not natural throwers and give them a system where they can make it work. But by and large, my experience has always told me this. It's you were put on, you have the ability, God put you on earth to throw something, a baseball, a football, to hit a golf ball, whatever it is. And when you see those guys or those kind of players, easy to teach, and it's exciting too.
Do you think the average fan understands how much the quarterback is trying to figure out pre-snap?
No, probably not. But quarterback, once you play, Keith, you come up there, it's like my rookie year. And for all quarterbacks, whatever you're playing the first time, you come up there, you get under center, and you go, what, they got 13 guys on defense? What the heck's going on here? And then by the second or third game, you go, oh, they got 11. And then as time goes on, you see everything, right away what's going on. And just take this, for instance, I was this way in the pros. At first, the safety was 12 yards deep and he would move closer. I wouldn't recognize it. But as time went on, he would always line up at 12. If he lined up at 11 yards instead of 12, it would be like an alarm would go off in my head. I go, oh, yeah, he's sneaking up here thinking I don't see it. Because they're going to blitz and he's going to do something and either blitz or try to, or has to run up and cover somebody. So I guess in saying all that, Keith, experience is a great thing for quarterbacks for sure.
Phil Simms is on the call with former Iowa quarterback Paul Burmeister on Peacock for the
Right.
number 11 Indiana at Iowa game. We've seen Iowa's quarterback Mark Gronowski getting better as the season goes on here, and he didn't have a spring. It's his first year at Iowa. He's coming off surgery. How do you think he's progressing?
The Rutgers game was night and day above what else I had seen. And, I'd kind of forgotten he came in injured, no spring practice, didn't get to work out as much as he'd want in the summers. And Paul and I were talking about this yesterday, and I just said, he's part of the group now. The body language, his confidence. And then I'm just saying this. I was watching the game live going, man, this dude, they have found he's got it going now. And the running, the quarterback runs are really, really good, well designed. He is one big looking dude on TV and on tape. Yeah, just getting comfortable with what they're doing. And I think the coaching staff had to get comfortable with it too, because I did see a big difference in what they were doing on the offensive side against Rutgers that I hadn't seen in the past.
I'm sure you're aware Iowa's offense has struggled the past few years, and it does seem like against Rutgers, that's something we haven't seen out of an Iowa offense in years, putting up those points and having a little more diversity in the offensive attack. What are you seeing under Tim Lester and now with Mark Gronowski?
Yeah, I think they found out who they are big time. And you know what? I think this is going to be something that's going to carry on in Iowa for years. They got the O-line. When I was watching it going, wow, I know the reputation of Iowa football and all that. And, even a lot of kids from New Jersey have gone out there and played for the Iowa Hawkeyes. But the offensive line, running the football, but having a quarterback that can run also, that seems to me that really fits them. And you don't have to be, when you can run as a quarterback, you don't have to be a great thrower of the ball. It will come out. You can throw the ball bad and still complete them sometimes because they're worried about, trying to stop the run. And I said to Paul yesterday, I'm going to say it probably during the game, what took so long? And of course, I never thought of it this way, but a mobile quarterback, a big mobile quarterback that, average thrower, it doesn't matter what he is going to be, I think, a big deal for the Iowa Hawkeyes going forward.
Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. What do you think of him?
He's really good. So I want to tell all the Hawkeye fans, he's really good. And I would hope for a windy day out there. That might hurt him a little bit. But I liked him when he was playing for the University of California. I studied him a little bit during this offseason because I knew he went to Indiana. And I got to tell you, when I studied him, I went, oh, this guy has a chance. When I say a chance to really be a good college quarterback, but also he has a chance to be a pro and a very high drafted pro. So he's got a great motion, can get it out of his hand quick. He moves okay, maybe okay plus, but he can make every throw. The whole field is open to him. Deep sidelines, left hash, right sideline, he'll get it out there. He's really been impressive. And the offense is really impressive too. Keith, they do everything on offense.
After what we saw Indiana do to, at the time, a top 10 Illinois team, Phil, do you think it's more likely Saturday we see a close game in Iowa City or another blowout?
Oh, I expect it to be close. I do. I like Iowa's got a lot of good players, so I'm not going to disparage that. Indiana, one of my things is, and I say this to Paul, we talk and, kind of get all of we love just talking about what we think and all this, but can they come down and know that here comes another tough opponent? When you win like they did against Illinois, I don't know, it's great, but boy, I would think the coach, and maybe they got the coach and Kurt Signetti, that he's got to bring them back down to earth immediately, because I watched that game and I couldn't take my eyes off of it because I was shocked, Keith. And but I'll be really surprised if this game, between the crowd, the team, the talent, and so many other things, and the fact that I think Iowa has really found out what they want to be, I'll be very surprised if it's not a close game.
So from an emotion standpoint, do you think Iowa could actually be getting Indiana at a good time here? Because it's hard to imagine they can stay at that level that they found against Illinois.
Yeah, I think so. I really do. I'm a kind of a big believer in that. That emotional game that they had against Illinois, it could go two ways. It could go, man, we got it, and we're just going to let it go again. And if you don't have success maybe early, you go, oh, shoot, there's certain things there. I played both of them. Of course, I always preferred playing after a big win than trying to find another way. But I think if I had to say one way or the other, I think Indiana will have a harder time getting in rhythm and getting the game going.
We have many Iowa State Cyclone fans watching and listening right now, Phil. What do you know about Rocco Becht, and what do you think of him as a possible NFL prospect?
Well, he's going to play in the NFL. He's going to get drafted, and the fact that Brock Purdy came before him, and that's going to be a plus. That's going to help him. But because Rocco is probably a little, he can run. He's got a really powerful arm, and sometimes that's a detriment to him because there's a receiver, whatever, and there's a certain position, and he just throws a fastball out there. And the throw did not say it wasn't supposed to be a fastball. It was supposed to be a changeup, something softer and different where the guy could catch it and still keep running or whatever. But I do see a few of those every game I watch. I know his father, not real well, but I've been interested in him ever since he's been the Iowa State quarterback because of the connection in the NFL. And he's proven himself to be good, very solid. I would think he's going to stay in school after this year. A lot of quarterbacks coming out. It wouldn't be a good year for him. But he's done a good job at Iowa State. I root for him, that's for sure.
There were so many questions about Brock Purdy, who you mentioned. And, of course, he got the big contract, and he's the 49ers' future quarterback. You spent a lot of time mentoring quarterbacks. What did Brock do that helped him remove those questions and get to the level where he is now?
Well, it was under, they've I guess analysts and people that go on TV and talk about, they've almost held against him the fact that he was the last player taken in the draft. Now, I talked to the 49ers about this. They had him as at worst, a fourth rounder, but they had so many needs. They go, well, getting a backup quarterback, so they couldn't pull the trigger. So they were shocked when he was still there. They loved him. And if you go back and really look at a lot of those quarterbacks drafted in his class, his production and his play and decision-making and throws really, without question, warranted going up much higher in the draft. But the fact that he wasn't 6'2" or 3" or whatever hurt him. But I listened to some San Francisco games, preseason games that year, and they kept talking on the radio or the TV about if he was 6'3", he'd have been a first-round draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, wow, that's a big overstatement. But these are the guys that were at practice every day. And they said he lit up practice every day. He's got good feet, good speed. I think he's got good size, and he's got the arm to make it happen. He's a great anticipator, and that's why he's had success, and that's why he's getting all that money, Keith.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of deal. It's unbelievable, man. I tell you, I never was jealous about NFL players, what they make. But over these last couple of years, I got to be honest, I'm really jealous. I mean, it's life-changing, whatever you want to say. It's real.
Yeah, it's generational wealth. Who do you think's playing the quarterback position the best right now in the NFL?
Oh, in the NFL? Well, I'm a big Justin Herbert guy. So he's really played well. It's really interesting. Who's played 3 good games this year? The Philadelphia Eagles finally decided, well, we need our quarterback to bring us back. We're going to let him throw some. And Jalen Hurts did a really good job. But there's you name them. Their wins and losses are predicated too much on the quarterback. We always look just that way because that's the easy one because we got numbers and stats to go with. But Jared Goff. Jared Goff, after 2 years in the NFL, Keith, I said, man, he can't play. It's just never going to work. And look at him now. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's a leader on the football team. He's with the right coach. I mean, man, did it finally fall in place for him? But so you name a quarterback, I'll tell you if I like him or not. But there's a lot of good ones out there, that's for sure.
What was it time for the Giants to switch from Wilson to Dart?
Yes, it was. It had to be done. Unless, you got somebody says, do you think the owners had anything to do? Well, sure they did. They're going to give a little bit of their thought into this because they don't want to see the game with the Chargers coming in and seeing 30,000 empty seats. Owners, there's a couple of things about them, Keith. You better have the right guys on the field because they can count to 11. And the other thing, they can see empty seats. And they don't want to see those empty seats. And that's what the Giants would have had this week if they didn't start Jackson Dart. I'm excited to watch it, to see how he plays. He had a great preseason. He's a big dude. He's a thrower and a passer of the football. He can throw with power, and he has great touch. So Chargers are good. They're really good. So we'll see how this works out.
Phil Simms is headed to Iowa City, Kinnick Stadium for Indiana and Iowa on the Peacock Network coming up this Saturday. Phil, is this your first trip to Iowa City or to Kinnick Stadium?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Listen, I got to tell you, I'm really excited. I've seen it on TV so many times. Big fan always of the head coach and the style of play and the fans. That's one thing. You don't see. Hey, my wife's saying goodbye to me. Yes. How long are you going to be on? But
take all the time you need. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, no, but the thing about, are there ever any empty seats at Iowa? Because it looks like
rarely.
It's packed. And I think it's there. I'm anxious to see how the weather is. And because I would think it can be a windy stadium there, right?
It can be. It's supposed to be unseasonably warm and not much wind Saturday, and it will be full, and it's loud. The seats are right on top of the field.
Yeah, so all that, and the fact that all the Iowa players and the fans know what Indiana just did and who they are, and their coach, Kirk Cignetti, I mean, who knows, maybe between now and game time, he might say some things that gets everybody riled up too, because he is definitely his own man. But for the Iowa fans to know, Indiana is a big team. They're a fast team, and they go for it. You know what I'm saying? They go for it. They're not afraid of anything. Let's try it. Let's go. And that's what you kind of be in this day and age of college football too. You got to be dynamic on one side or the other, and if you're dynamic on both, then you got a big time chance.
Phil, it's a pleasure talking to you and looking forward to experiencing the Iowa Nice all weekend in Iowa City. Thank you for your time.
Keith, good to talk to you. Thank you. And the great Paul Burmeister is going to be there. So, it would be like following Elvis out there. I'll be.
That's great.
Yeah, he might hear a few comments from me during the game. Something happens there. Yeah, I might have to pick on him a little bit. But
oh, yeah. He says you're a ball buster.
Yeah, well, I try to be. It comes easy. When you come from a big family, a lot of older brothers, there had to be something that I could fight back with. So it was usually my mouth. Well, good to talk to you, and looking forward to coming out there first thing tomorrow morning, and looking forward to the game big time.
Thanks, Phil.
All right, Keith. Have a good day.
Beer of Murph and Andy, Confluence, where Old Tavern keeps selling out. Audio of just that delicious beer. Oh, man. Yeah, we're working today. Never mind. Yeah, you don't have to play it. I don't want to hear it. Yesterday in the tap room, by the way, gave away a ticket to the original Oktoberfest with every pitcher sold. So thank you to Confluence for doing that. And good to talk to Phil Simms. He still looks, I mean, he's 69 years old now, but he looks like Phil Simms.
Yeah, his hair color is exactly the same. And when I was growing up, it seemed like Phil Simms was the quarterback of the Giants for my entire childhood.
16 years, I think. Yeah. Won two Super Bowls.
He won 2 Super Bowls, or was Hostetler was the quarterback for one of them, I think. So he beat the Broncos and the Bills. The Giants beat the Bills.
Yeah,
but I think that was hostile.
he was the MVP against the Broncos, and his records in that game still stand for accuracy and quarterback rating.
They blew up the Broncos big time. Yeah, they were one of many teams that blew up the Broncos. But what a nice guy though, and what an interesting guy to listen to. You know that he could go all day, and Paul was telling us about that. But
on quarterbacks, he will talk all day and all night. Oklahoma State fired a former quarterback, Mike Gundy. Gundy had 8 10-win seasons. He has 100 more wins, more than 100 more wins than the next winningest coach at Oklahoma State. That's how good he's been there, and it's been a long run. Gundy did not evolve, though, and this became inevitable. Even if you are one of those coaches that doesn't like the direction of college football, you have to not be so vocal about it. He has not fit what's going on now.
Well, and let this serve as a reminder. No one is untouchable, right? I mean, there's no one that is completely secure in their job. And I am sure that the Oklahoma media has said a number of times that Mike Gundy is going to be in that job until he doesn't want it anymore, right? I mean, he seemed like there was no other coach, maybe in America, that had more job security than he did. I mean, he's an Oklahoma State guy. He took them to pretty much unprecedented heights. He did. He fit that program, that state perfectly. He really, really was. He almost seemed like he was kind of built by committee to be that head coach. But no, he fell out of favor. You can't get wins. You can't make a transition like that. You can't. It doesn't matter. I mean, you're gonna go.
And in Mike Gundy fashion, did not want to coach the rest of the season and then retire or resign. Yeah. He was like, no, I won't agree to that. So they fired him. And it was odd, too, because he went to the Monday press conference. He went to the Monday press conference, and then they fire him Tuesday. Gundy, not quite Mike Leach, but he did have some entertaining moments on the mic.
It's a platform for people that are sitting home drawing an unemployment check. I'm a man. I'm 40. The sides that you get on Thanksgiving, you don't get any time during the year. But then when he did it, I said, oh, heck, I got to do it now. So when I got home, of course, I got it. Kristen said it made her kind of throw up in her mouth a little bit. And I am a vacuuming fool, and I am a bathroom cleaning fool. I'm a closet Donkey Kong guy. So you remember when in Animal House when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
I was concerned because it's been so long that I didn't know if I could still do it. But I can still do it.
Never seen anything like it. Past my bedtime. I double on Ambien. You do them 10 milligrams?
Helps you sleep, huh?
I think so. I don't remember. Tropical Smoothie Cafe. I'd have brought a lot to share. Throw a little vodka in there, it'd been a lot better. No smoothie tonight, just water when you get your ass kicked.
Jeez. He will end up somewhere, I'm sure. He's going to have to evolve, though. Like Fran McCaffrey in basketball, you can't just publicly keep saying you don't like NIL and you don't like the transfer portal and those kinds of things. It didn't work out for him. He was really good for a long time at a tough place to win. And Oklahoma's back to winning, but the previous Heisman Trophy favorite, John Mateer, he against Auburn in the first quarter, he broke a bone in his throwing hand and then finished the game. But he needs surgery. He's out a month. So that's a big deal.
But there's a lot of bones in your hand. Your hand has just all those floating little bones in there. So I imagine that kind of stuff does happen. You can keep on going. But kind of once they figure out it's broken, I mean, they have to repair it, right? I mean, they can't just be like, oh, no, well, it's broken, but you played with it the last game, so you can play with it again.
He was 9 for 9 in the fourth quarter with a broken bone in his hand.
Just fine, yeah.
That's crazy.
He may not ever be 9 for 9 again.
Well, you were in the woods. George Kittle finally paid off his Cy-Hawk debt to Brock Purdy. That is quite an outfit, and I saw this look frequently in Lincoln, Nebraska, but just with red and white stripes. Have you ever worn anything like this?
No. I think I've got some bibs that I snowblow with, but not full on overalls like that. Yeah, well, I mean, he went big. It's the way
He
you got to
did.
do it. Yeah, you can't half-ass it. You got to pay off on that bet.
I love that these two guys with such different personalities are buddies,
Mm-hmm.
and they have these friendly bets, and they're on the same team, and they need each other. And
Yeah.
Right now, they've both been out with injuries. Let's get some more here on a Wednesday.
But wait, there's more. From Either Or Eatery and Patio.
What a beautiful week we've got to use that patio over at Either Or. It is just jammed. They got the lights out there. It's such a beautiful setting, such a great place to go hang out for an evening.
Take advantage of it now while you can.
Yeah, getting darker earlier and earlier, but the setting out there is just perfect. You got to try it out, and the food and drinks are great too. Well, I don't remember a year when we have had more Oktoberfest celebrations than we have this year. Celebrations
It's still
to
September.
attend. Well, and that's when Oktoberfest starts. Yeah, it starts the end of September. But last weekend, you guys were out at one celebration. This weekend is the official Des Moines Oktoberfest. Ironically, it's in Ankeny this year. That's at the Village of Prairie Trail. And then the following weekend, Confluence will be holding its own Oktoberfest celebration out on its awesome patio. Stay tuned for details next week. We'll give them to you. Might even have a pair of tickets, too, if we want to give those away. Americans cutting back on their streaming subscriptions like crazy. Apple TV Plus is the streamer that subscribers are most likely to dump right now. 42% say they're planning to drop it. Starz is second, followed by Paramount Plus, although Disney Plus has had quite a bad week. Even after cutting back, a lot of Americans are still paying for subscriptions they don't use. I know that I am. I got to do it I got to pull out the fine tooth comb. People have an average of about one unused subscription that they've forgotten they even have it. They don't ever even use it.
To a streaming service?
To a streaming service.
Or just a subscription period?
I would think that would be to. It could be to some sort of an iCloud or a newspaper or something. Yeah, but
I'm sure I have something. Some app I subscribe to for some specific need, and it's just rolling over every month, and I'm unaware.
Yeah, an app. Yeah, that kind of stuff. You waste about $127 a year on average. From the files of Some Headlines Don't Need Stories, we bring you this. Teaching assistant arrested after causing over $50,000 in damages with fart spray. And this is the guy, Alexander Paul Robertson Lewis.
Look at the look on his face. He looks like he smelled the fart spray.
Busted.
Man, busted.
He's a teaching assistant at West Florence High School in South Carolina. I think he just guaranteed himself he would not be getting a full-time job there. He was arrested and charged with disturbing schools and malicious injury to property after repeatedly using fart spray on campus. Between August 25th and September 19th, Lewis released the fart spray gas multiple times, which has become a popular prank in viral TikTok videos. The spray caused major disruptions at school, with some students requiring medical attention for respiratory issues. The ways the prank stank didn't end with the smell. The incident resulted in $55,000 in damage to the school's air conditioning system. He was like piping it straight into like the air return.
Oh my gosh. And that stuff really works. It smells foul.
I've never felt like it smelled like true fart, but it's just a bad chemical stink. It's bad.
Awful. Yeah.
Back in 2023, two teenage boys at a Texas high school were criminally charged after a fart spray prank led to evacuations, canceled classes, and sent students to the hospital for nausea, headaches. The boys were charged with possession of a prohibited weapon.
Jeez.
Fart spray.
Well, considering some of the other weapons that have shown up at schools, you're just like, it's fart spray? Oh, okay.
It's almost, it's a relief, to hear that, but it still does damage. On this day in 1979, the Phillies' Pete Rose reaches 200 hits in a season for a record 10th time. This season, 2025 in Major League Baseball, it is almost certain that no player will reach 200 hits.
Yeah, somebody's going to lead the league in batting average at like 305.
Aaron Judge is hitting like 325 right now, which is incredible. But the big dumper is sitting on 58 home runs, batting a whopping 220.
It's home run or bust.
I mean, just
all or nothing for the dumper.
And you look at the number of players that have reached 200 hits before, and the list just goes on forever. I mean, it's really deep. All the way up until last year, there was one person that had 200 hits. But look at the number of times that Ichiro Suzuki did that. He owns the record for most hits in a season with 262, but he came in, I think he was a rookie wasn't he 26 or 28 when he was a rookie?
Yeah, he was,
and he's still
upper 20s.
Still just had plenty of time to build up stats. Let's finish with this. I think you'll like this. Strolling through BuzzFeed this morning, I found this question. What's one thing that someone told you that has had a profound effect on the way you live your life? Deep question, but some great answers, like, everyone you meet knows something you don't. Okay. A coworker once told me nobody on their deathbed says, I wish I had worked more. My parents used to ask me, will this matter in 10 years, when I was upset? It was more annoying at the time, but it always did put things into perspective. Just because you spent years making the same mistake doesn't mean you have to keep making it. In regards to exercise, you can treat it as something you have to get through, or you can treat it as an opportunity to do something hard. That doesn't always work all that well.
That sounds more like a bumper sticker or one of those signs.
I like this one right here. Peep this out. In terms of relationships, stop watering dead and fake plants.
Huh. That's good.
But you're still going to be 50 anyway, from a friend in response to my hesitation about finishing an interrupted college degree because by the time I graduated, I would be 50. I did it, and it began a second amazing chapter in my life.
Yeah, you're going to be 50 either way.
Yeah, you're going to be 50. Yeah, may as well be 50 with a college degree.
Right.
Or something you want. It is socially acceptable to have an unexpressed thought.
Yes. Yeah. That needs to be posted everywhere.
Yes. My mom says, don't borrow trouble. I love it so much. Worrying about what might happen gets us nowhere. Yeah. I remember my dad saying, if you're going to give me roses, do it while I'm alive because I can't smell them when I'm dead.
Yep.
Don't waste chances to show people you love them. A version of what my grandmother used to say.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, give me flowers while I'm living. No one has gotten out of here alive yet, told to me at my mom's funeral. Somehow that was comforting. The things you're not changing, you're choosing.
Okay.
And finally, don't go looking for something to worry about. Boom. That's your more, everybody.
Marty's choice of never trust a fart did make the cut.
The list did go on. It went on forever.
Hey, Grimaldi's fan photos can be sent to Murph_Andy at IowaEverywhere.com. Grimaldi's coal-fired brick oven pizza, West Des Moines or District at Prairie Trail in Ankeny. Right now at the Ankeny location only. Buy a large pizza, get a ticket to the original Oktoberfest coming up at Prairie Trail this weekend, Friday and Saturday. That's a $25 value, the ticket is. It's good for Friday and Saturday, and you get a mug and your first beer with that ticket. So there you go. Get a large pizza at Grimaldi's, Ankeny only. You can do that tonight while supplies last, but there are a lot of tickets available. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Mr. Movie.
It's time to go to the movies with Mr. Movie, Mike Woody, presented by P&P Small Engines.
P&P Small Engines is where you can often find Mike just sitting in a chair in the middle of the store.
looking at all the stuff I need.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, a great interview with Phil Simms. That was awesome.
It was.
And I was thinking,
thank you.
What a great show. He's the lead in for me, but no, Andy jumps back in with fart spray.
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe more appropriate.
Always got to make time for that.
Mr. Movie, you look good today. You sound good. It's good to have you with us. Everything good in your life?
Yeah, I've got guys painting the exterior of the house. So if you hear noises, it's probably not them. It's the money flying out of my wallet.
We know how that goes. All right, our Out of the Box movie this week is in honor of Arizona playing at Iowa State for the first time since 1968. You remember 1968 maybe, right?
Yeah, I was 10.
Okay. So a movie that takes place in Arizona. And AD told me it can't be Tombstone.
Yeah.
Because I'm like ready to go right away. And now I have the Val Kilmer and Tombstone autograph portrait that Russell at the Palms gave me. But no, said can't be Tombstone. So I'm going Raising Arizona, which I just rewatched this with Cade a couple of months ago. And man, it's like 90 perfect minutes in this style of movie. I mean, nothing's wasted. So many quotable lines. And I don't think I've ever stopped. Andy, I don't think you've ever stopped quoting this movie.
No, it's really quotable. It's a Coen Brothers special. They can be really quotable. It's a weird movie. It's a little weird, like weird in a good way.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's one of those movies that I think all Coen Brothers movies improve with repeated viewings. This is one of those. I mean, the first time you watch it, you're like, yeah, oh, that was all right. And then you watch it again and you just start seeing the little subtleties that start standing out. And it's just a riot. I mean, you're probably not aware that Nicolas Cage can be this funny, but he is. He's really funny. It's a good movie.
It really is. And here's just one quick example of a line I've said too many times.
Son, you got a panty on your head. You drive fast.
And just, I don't remember the actor's name. He's also great in Bull Durham, but the guy who just keeps repeating the catchphrase, or my name ain't Nathan Arizona. And it turns out his name is Nathan Huffhines.
Yeah. He's changed it.
Yeah. Why, sir, why did you change your name? Would you buy unpainted furniture from a place called Unpainted Huffhines? And he's just so funny in his few scenes, like the when they steal the baby. And he's like, sir, could you tell us what the baby was wearing? He was wearing his dinner jacket. He was a baby. I don't know. It had jammies on.
Yoda's and shit on him. Yeah. Yeah. That's
so fun. All right, Mr. Bowie, did you like Raising Arizona?
Not a huge fan. I enjoyed it.
All right.
I have Coen Brothers films that I enjoy more.
And some you enjoy less, too.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
much.
When they miss, they really miss.
They do.
Yeah.
But you got to give them credit for swinging.
Oh, they do. They do. I love Raising Arizona. What do you have, Andy?
Well, this is the opportunity I've been waiting for for this entire radio show / podcast to pick used cars. This is a movie that came onto cable when, like, my friends' parents first started getting cable in the early 80s, and you would like spend the night at their house, and you would sneak over and you'd watch it. And there was a bunch of cuss words and some boobs and some nudity. It had kind of everything going for it. But as I only remembered it for that, like the dirty stuff when I was a kid. But then as I got into college and we all went back and watched it again, I forgot. I never really realized just how damn funny this movie is. It's so funny. It's Kurt Russell at his funniest. He's just this sleazeball used car dealer.
He's great.
It's like he works just with a cast of characters, and it's got a bunch of, stereotypical characters in it that are all really funny. It's a stupid plot, but it's so damn funny. It's probably a little dated. It's probably a lot dated at this point, but I'm certain, though, that anybody who watches this for the first time will get some good, hard laughs out of this because it's so ridiculous.
I was just looking. Oh, hey, terrific. Terrific. That's what we're here for, Stan. Here you can look, browse, peek, touch, feel, taste, smell, do anything you want, take all the time you want. Nobody's going to pressure anybody around here, Stan.
Oh, and he pressures him. He pressures him.
Well, first of all,
Man.
he got that guy to come across the street by like sticking a $10 bill to some gum and then taking a fishing rod and casting it all the way across this really busy street. And the guy's trying to pick it up and he's reeling him in and through all this heavy traffic. Oh, God, it's funny.
My dad was a salesman. He would just bend over laughing watching this movie. And is it Jack Warden who plays like dual roles?
Yeah. He's a good guy and he's a pair of brothers. He plays the twins. But, oh, God, it's so funny.
And there's a ridiculous premise. They edit the commercial to a mile of cars.
Well, they cut into there's a like the State of the Union address. It's like President Carter's State of the Union address, and they crash into it. They like have these. It's Lenny and Squiggy, those kids with Michael McKean and whatever the other guy's name is. They like pirate the TV signal and cut in, give like this used car lot this free ad. Oh my God, it's funny.
Mr. Movie, what are your thoughts on used cars?
I'm gonna go with used cars is an acquired taste that I'm still waiting to acquire.
Jeez, we're 0 for 2. What do you have from Arizona?
I've got what you would normally call a neo-Western. It was Clint Eastwood and Sandra Locke in The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Great movie.
Which is just a non-traditional Western, but it is really well done. It's a great movie, and 1976. Wow, that's a while ago.
I remember when things look bad and it looks like you're not gonna make it, then you gotta get mean. I mean, plumb mad dog mean.
Oh yeah, and he sends him on that Missouri boat ride. Shoots the rope, and the boat just goes down the river. They don't see it coming. He's not panicking.
Getting the tobacco on the dog.
Yeah, I remember that made me want to chew tobacco. I wasn't sure if it was beef jerky or tobacco, but he hit a couple of people on the forehead.
Yeah,
with some tobacco. Outlaw Josie Wales is a good movie. I saw it when it opened. I had a friend's parents wanted to see it, and as parents sometimes do, they talk themselves into thinking it's appropriate for children because they want to go and they don't really have anything to do with the kids. And my parents just, you saw what?
Then there's a bunch of scenes that they have to
it's
really sweat it through.
It's rated R, and it's rated R for a reason, but that's a good choice. AD, what do you have?
Yeah, I'm going another Western. This is 310 to Yuma. It's the 2007 remake of a movie from, I think, the 50s or 60s.
Right.
But Russell Crowe plays an outlaw. Christian Bale has to get him onto this train, and Russell Crowe's gang is trying to stop them. Ben Foster is a fantastic bad guy in this movie.
Yes, he is.
It's just a good old-fashioned Western where you don't even need dialogue.
Yeah.
Takes care of it.
Lots of shooting.
I love this movie.
That's one of the better Westerns of the last 25 years.
Yeah.
I think if I had it like a top 5, it would probably be in it.
Yes. And the casting, maybe it wouldn't be who you would first think of, but Christian Bale is so good in that earnest dad role, guy doing the right thing, and he's up against it. And then Russell Crowe at his most charismatic. He's a bad guy, but over time he sees this man who has qualities he wish he had, and he starts to protect him against the ultimate bad guy, Ben Foster. It's a good movie. Mr. Movie, I'm looking for validation. It's a good movie.
Keith, I think it's a really good movie.
Okay, good. Thank you. I love this quad right here. It might be my favorite. We have Raising Arizona, Used Cars, Outlaw Josie Wales, and 310 to Yuma. 4 movies I love, and 5 if you count the fact AD wouldn't let me go Tombstone again. Arizona is a good place for movies. All right, Mr. Movie, what do you have to review this week?
All right. Well, I'm going to start with A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. And we've probably all seen clips of this movie, Margot Robbie, and, it's a charming film. I mean, we've seen these fantastical movies before. There was one earlier this year called The Life of Chuck, where everything is not as it seems and couldn't happen. Warren Beatty and Heaven Can Wait, those kind of movies. But these two actors, Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie, are at the top of their game. It is a crazy romantic comedy. It makes no sense a lot of times, but he's hitting on her, she's hitting on him. It's a lot of fun. And I sat there, I laughed a lot, but I smiled more. I mean, these two actors playing off of each other, I could see them doing a series of movies. It was that good. So I'm going to say it's a good solid B, just a little off a B plus because it goes on a little too long, but it was fun.
The premise of it reminded me a little bit. What was the Robin Wright, Tom Hanks movie? They're in that one house that's on a plot of land.
Like
and
here or something. Yeah, here. Yeah.
No,
and that didn't quite work. This works
it's
better.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
It's just it's a fun time in the movie theater.
All right. What else did you see this week?
I saw a movie called Senior, which is one of those Angel Studios films. So it's going to have some kind of a message and some kind of a religious, but it's the true story about a guy played by Michael Chiklis, who in 1957 is kicked off the football team at some Texas college. And he's been in the working world for a long time. And he finds out that he still has eligibility. And so he works out. And again, it's a true story. Guy's name is Michael Flint. And he goes back to the football team. And it's one of those movies that at the end, it's kind of got that Rudy feel to it. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really did. I'm gonna grade it down a little bit. It's a B minus, but I sat there and just thoroughly had a fun time.
So he's like the Jordan Bohannon of football.
Exactly. Without that long shot.
Without that. All right. So that I saw those Angel Studios. Colin and I went to see a movie about the Olympic gold medal boxer, the woman who won the gold from Detroit. That was a really good movie.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job marketing those films too.
All right. Anything else this week?
So the last one is Him.
Oh gosh, this is the would you sell your soul to become an NFL football star?
That's exactly what it is. And let me tell you, I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on it because lots of words that start with D come to mind when reviewing this. Depraved, disturbing, dangerous. The son of this football great makes a deal with the devil and gets into the NFL. And he is tagged as the next GOAT. And then we are treated to extreme pain and more disturbing stuff than you've ever wanted to see. So I'm going to say it's a little too graphic for most people, and I think I'll give it an F.
It's a horror movie, right?
It is a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's got great talent. I mean, they took it to a level it didn't need to go to.
My son Cade noted that they went out of their way to make it look like Jordan Peele directed this movie, but he didn't. He's just one of the producers.
Oh, his name was like prominent.
I think it was on the
advertising.
Yeah, it was on the graphic we just showed.
I think it was on the graphic we showed. But he did not direct this. I mean, he's a really talented director, but he's just one of the producers of this. So that's an F.
Right.
All right, I know we have a big movie coming out this week because a bunch of people from Iowa everywhere are going tomorrow night to the Palms IMAX to see this new Leonardo DiCaprio movie directed by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson, who has done a lot of great
PTA,
films.
yeah.
From Magnolia
Boogie
to
Nights.
Boogie Nights, yeah. He hasn't made a movie in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's must see at the Woody household as well. But if I know those guys are going to be there, is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow night. Yeah, go join them.
I'll wait to see them this weekend.
Come on now. There's one battle after another. Is that the name of it?
Yeah. Not a good title, if you ask me. And it's changed its name a couple of times. So
that's why I couldn't remember the name of it, because it's one battle after another. Benicio del Toro. Okay.
How long has it been since we've seen Sean Penn?
I saw the Charlie Sheen
yeah,
documentary.
not long if you've seen the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Oh, I have not.
Yeah.
Well, treat yourself to that. Guilty
It'll
pleasure.
make you feel good about your own life.
Okay, great.
Yeah. All right. You seeing anything else this weekend?
I'm seeing the Iowa Hawkeyes.
All right.
On Saturday or Sunday. Saturday. Jeez.
Saturday. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll scramble back and get to a couple more.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Movie. You
All right,
enjoy the
guys.
movies. Good to see you.
See you today.
All right. That is Mike Woody, Mr. Movie, presented by P&P Small Engines, and it's time for Throwdown.
Throwdowns. It's Throwdowns. Backed by Heartland Tire and Auto.
Heartland Tire and Auto treating you like family in Ankeny, Waukee, Knoxville, Boone, and Creston. Andy, we'll start with you. Monday, I asked if Nebraska will end its losing streak against ranked teams this season. Iowa has a streak of its own, 10 straight losses to ranked teams. They've got 4 chances as of right now this year. Indiana, Penn State, Oregon, USC. Will Iowa beat a ranked team this year?
Yeah, I think they'll beat one of those teams. I don't know that I could pick which one it is. Maybe USC. So much of it hinges on what we see this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
If they just look good in this game, sure had some flashes in the Rutgers game. Some things to feel better about. Also some things to be concerned about. But yeah, I think they'll get that done this year.
I'm going to play the percentages in the past here and say, yes, they will win one of these. They have more opportunities than they usually do as things stand now. Yeah, I'll say yes. It'll be a ranked team.
And I think they get 3 of those teams at home also. So
yeah, the
USC
USC game, which would be the one you would pick if it were at Kinnick. But
Barron's teams don't do well on the West Coast.
Haven't done well, no.
All right, Murph, the Ryder Cup opens Friday at Bethpage Black. From 1 to 10, rate your interest in the Ryder Cup.
I'll rate it at a 6 because the Ryder Cup is during the college football and NFL season. If it was any other time of the year, I would have it at an 8.
Yeah, this is always one of the many points where I'm just completely at odds with the rest of the universe, and I'm at a 1 or 0 or a 1. I don't care about this. I always have a lot of friends that do, and they make plans to get together and just watch the Ryder Cup all weekend. I got way too much going on this coming weekend to even look at this game. I'll have a hard time keeping up with our football games. I'm so busy.
Sure.
All right, Andy, you just spent a lot of time on the water. What's your favorite mode of water transportation?
Well, I mean, I really like a good submarine. I'll point that out. I mean, it would be a canoe. It's just quiet, peaceful, very versatile, very lightweight. You can fish, you can troll, you can relax. But if I'm like, okay, I'll give you one of these. I would take which one of those would I take?
The yacht.
I mean, like the I guess you'd have to say the speedboat, but I want it outfitted more for fishing. That's the most versatile.
It's a houseboat for me. That's a floating party. I mean, that's just floating relaxation.
I can imagine. Like I'm always up for going on a houseboat. I don't think I'd want to own a houseboat. Right? I mean, you can't moving those things around. You got to just leave them in one spot all year.
Yeah, I'm really thinking more about like the pontoon, just the floating party. But I'll take the houseboat. Hey, every detective lives in a houseboat in a movie, so I'm willing to try that.
And that's Throwdowns.
Thank you, AD. Now the Andrew Downs audio drop of the day. We call it the AD Squared.
Yeah, powered by Game Day Men's Health. I'm sure the extra testosterone did Andy well in the boundary waters carrying.
Sure did, man. It was like having a motor on that boat. I was paddling so hard. I got my check up there tomorrow with Lindsay. She's going to take my levels and see how we're doing. So I'm interested to see how my body has reacted to all this.
Yeah, I'll be going to Ankeny tomorrow. Yeah, you can go to West Des Moines, North Liberty, wherever you are. There's a game day near you. The Colts didn't punt in their first 2 games, which is a wild stat. But on Sunday, when they finally lined up to punt against the Titans, broadcaster Tom McCarthy used the moment to take a little shot at Iowa.
Colts fans, if you just started following the team this year, this is called a punt.
Check out Iowa football.
Well, that's the rep.
That lets you know how widely that got out.
Our buddy David Eichel points out, in the last 2 games, Iowa has punted 4 times and scored 85 points. But as you guys said, it's going to take years of good offense before this stigma gets off of Iowa.
The T-shirts, Torrey Taylor being the all-century first-team punter, and Reggie Roby being the all-century second-team punter. It's
like it's a two-sided coin because, the punting certainly said something about their anemic offense, but it also showed you it was because they had such an incredible punter and a punt coverage team. It was a weapon.
By the way, you probably just can instinctively feel this following the NFL, but punting right now is at by far the lowest rate it's ever been. It's down to like a 51% on 4th down as a punt because so many teams are going for it on 4th down, like the Lions did boldly in their own territory the other night. Field goal kickers are now so confident from 60 yards. So on 4th down now, only 51% of the time NFL teams are punting.
And at the same time, there are incredible punters in that league and continuing to file into that league. So it's kind of ironic. I mean, this is the time to really use some incredible big legs, but they're going the other way.
That Colts punter, that's a good job right now. He punted once. Yeah. Quickie poll results presented by WCI Pools and Spas.
Yeah, Kyle Conradi out. Is it a big deal or not such a big deal because he's just a kicker? 88% say it's a big deal. 12% saying it's going to be fine. He's just a kicker. I agree with that too.
Good to have you back, Andy.
Hope it doesn't come down to that this weekend. Good to be back.
Thank you for being part of Murph and Andy here on Iowa Everywhere. If you get a chance, please like and subscribe. Many different ways to follow us here on all these platforms. We're back Friday. Should be a fun Friday. We're back. We hope you are too.
Murph and Andy was brought to you by Ramsey Subaru on Hickman Road in Urbandale.